YouTube. Today I'm working on a Chamberlain garage motor. My motor died, and as you can see, I took it apart, and I'm going to show you guys what the issue was and how to replace the part, or the parts in this case, in my case, and how to put it back together. As you can see, I have it all opened up here on my bench, and this is a Chamberlain model WD850KEVG. As you can see right here, sorry it's backwards, but I have the unit on the bench backwards, and the reason for that is so I can unscrew the cover. There are 8 screws. Just going back to the top of the garage mount, as you can see, there are only 3 bolts that holds the motor, and I have strapped up this metal piece right here that the door is sliding on, to this to the mount. So you just unbolt the 3 screws, and you just I just put the unit here so I can work on them. They're pretty big beefed up screws, as you can see right here, and these are the 8 screws that holds the cover. As you can see, there's one here, there's one here, there's one back here, and there's one here, there's one back here, and there are 2 in the back. Very visible. It's very easy to to take the screws out. Also, it's very easy to take these out. As you can see, these are the cover lights. Just these 2 pins. You push them in, they go in. You push them in, they come. You push them this way, they get released, and you pull them out. Let me show you. Here we go. You're just going to have to push them inside, either to put them back in or to release them or take them back out. So there are 2 right here on each side, same as the second one. I have the second cover right there. Same process. The hinges are actually right there. I'm just going to take the cover off. Let me take the cover off so I can show you. There they are. Each side, they have the same process. So I'm gonna put the camera on a stand and show you how it's done. In this case, my problem was the motor. Before I even before I start taking the cover off, my problem was the motor that wasn't lifting up the door. And at first I thought the motor died, but actually it didn't. Here's the motor, and as you can see on the tip of this pin, take a look at the pin right here. Let me put this in a better place. Look how the pin got destroyed. The motor actually works. The motor is it's working, it's functional. It was working, but it wasn't lifting up the door, so I took it out, and I will show you how I did that and how I'm going to install it. But this is sprocket, as they call it, was just, here we go, I was looking for it. This sprocket right here, as you can see, this is all destroyed. Crappy quality. They should have done a better job. Maybe my door wasn't adjusted. I did adjust my door. I did readjust the springs, but honestly, the door wasn't the issue. It's just, it's just a crappy quality. It's all got destroyed. This sprocket sits on top like this, And the belt, I have a belt drive and motor, so the belt goes around this sprocket and starts spinning once the motor goes on. So, or once you start you start the motor. So this, as you can see, is not really grabbing this piece of metal. It's all destroyed. Also, this part is also ruined. I notice, it's all shredded. It's all, I guess it started grinding and it just destroyed the whole thing. I have a new motor right here. That's what it should look like. You see how the teeth are just, nice and perfect. But again, the quality is just really not that great. I wish they would have done a better job. I also got a new sprocket that it's a brand new one, and I will show you how this is how to install this correctly. Just so you all know, this brand this model Chamberlain motor has 5 years warranty on parts and 15 years warranty on the motor. This entire motor, including this this board right here that controls it. Believe it or not, it comes with 15 years warranty. I had no idea, and I called them up just to see if they have the parts so I can purchase. And they told me that it's under warranty, and they shipped it over within a few days. Great service. I'm amazed about the warranty. So anyhow, this is the bad one. I'm going to put them on the side. I'm going to put the camera on a stand. I'm going to show you what to do and how to fix this. Okay, here we go. I just took the cover off. These are easy to take off. And also, as I mentioned, this one has total of 8 screws. And on each side of the cover, 2 on the side, 2 on this side, 2 in the back, and 2 on the other side. So I'll put this on the side. Making sure you guys can see this. Okay, here we go. We gotta turn this around. I already unplugged the old motor, which was connected with 2 cables. I will show you exactly where those 2 cables are. The motor itself comes with 1 cable. It's a power cable to the motor, and it goes to this board back here. And also this cable right here that comes from the board and goes into the controller on the motor, which is this part. This goes right there, and I will show you where this goes. Okay, here is the board, and when you unplug the motor, or the cable that controls the motor goes right in here. It's a weird angle, but as you can see, there the pin's right there. That's where it goes. And that's pretty much it. Once we put these 2 cables back together, first I'm going to show you how to install the motor back, and then we plug in the cables. It's very simple. All right, so we turn this around. That's where we have the 3 bolts. Do not put this piece on make sure you install the motor first, because that side, or this middle pin has to stick out, and then you put the sprocket on top. And there's a little pin to the sprocket that you have to use to hold it. These are the 3 bolts. Okay. All right, see, that's where the motor is. It's installed, very simple. Gotta lift it up a little bit. You kind of have to lift it up a little bit. All right, let's do the other side. I just want to make sure I don't break these crappy plastic pins. Alright, so just gonna go ahead and install it, and I will show you the wiring and everything else. So let's go. I'm gonna get the ladder and install it, and hopefully I can show you what needs to be done. Okay, I have kind of installed it. I just wanted to show you guys where the bolts go. Depending on your design and how your garage door is mounted and installed, it's fairly simple. I mean, there are 2 bolts holding, standing in this bracket. Tying these 2 bolts. Then this rail comes and sits on top of it, where the 2 screws are. I just have it resting on the garage door. These just sits on these 2 screws. Then the belt, as I said, I have a belt drive, so this belt I have loosened up the tensioner right here for the belt. You got to do this so you can take that belt out from the sprocket right here. Open it up all the way so it gets loose. Then you can just take it out, and where does that go? Doesn't matter. Just gonna screw up the bolts, and I will show you guys these 2 wires, how they get in, and we test it and see what happens. So I'm gonna tie the screws and come back. Okay, as you can see, I have everything connected. Tighten all the bolts. When it comes to wires, as always, pay attention before you unplug them. But luckily my wires are color coded, so as you can see, I have a red and white right here that goes to, obviously, red and white to the left, red and white. And on this one I have gray and white, which I have gray and white going to white goes to white, gray goes to gray. And I will install the belt and we do some testing. You know, putting the light bulbs back on, putting the battery back on. Very simple. You slide it in and let's see how this damn thing works. It's going to work. So just again, just another reminder, you know, my unit is 3 years old. Luckily they had, Chamberlain is offering 5 years warranty on parts, 15 years warranty on the motor itself and the sprocket. So you know, I guess they do build shitty quality parts, but they offer a long warranty. So, but it's a hassle to take the damn thing off, take it apart, replace it. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful. I will come back to test the motor. I hope it works, and let's see what happens. See you guys soon. Next, installing the belt, as you can see, and I'm going to install the battery back here. And just a heads up on the belt installation and adjustment, it's very simple. You don't have to put, you know, too much force into it. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, which the adjustment is on the other side of the belt. So let me move the ladder and I will show you what I mean. Okay, this is what I mean. You just need to unscrew this bolt in the back of the spring. And once you unscrew the bolt, don't take it all the way out, just to enough so you can release or loosen up the belt. And with the clamp, you just kind of clamp this spring in more, so you actually loosen up the belt even more, so you can just basically take it from the other side where the sprocket is. And you know, once it's loose, you can easily take it out. And you know, for installing it back, you just put it back into around the sprocket back there. And you just basically tie this bolt enough that you know, it will not be hanging or it's not too loose. And just follow the instructions on the garage opener and adjust, you know, how far you want it to go down and how far you want it to go up. That's important. Before you attach this section to the door, make sure you release it and adjust this piece. Make sure how far you have to bring the door down and how far you bring the door up. If you go too far in, you're going to drop the door heavier. Make sure you don't do that. And if you, other way around, you also want to make sure you don't, you know, roll the door all the way back. So kind of follow the instructions on your motor. There is 2 simple buttons. I will show you right now how to do it, and that's also in the manual, but I just did it very quickly. So let me just move the ladder and I will show you how to adjust this. I have installed the wires, as you can see, as I mentioned in my, you know, earlier, red to white, gray to white. Very simple. These are the buttons that you actually adjust the door. Adjustment button, you press it, hold on to it for a few seconds. The upper arrow light starts blinking. It may even sound, you may hear a beep. Then you play around with it. You just, you know, kind of, you know, make sure how far you have to take it back. That lever, you have to, you know, bring it up. And, you know, once you're done adjusting it, you press this again. Then it locks it, saves it. Then the same thing for the down adjustment. You press it, hold on to it for a few seconds. Sometimes even some models, the light will flash twice or 3 times. It depends, you know, all depends on the model of your opener. Once you have it all adjusted, plug it in. I'm going to put the battery in there. and we're good to go. And the battery is actually also pretty straightforward. I just need to find it. There it is. There is my battery. This one is, this is 3 years old. I have used it several times when we lost power in the house. Very useful, extremely helpful. You don't have to open up the door manually. So I'm going to show you how to put it back in. I think either way you just kind of slide it in. I think, yeah, you just slide it in. That's it, and hook up the wires, red to red, black to black, or obviously, red to red, black goes down there. Done. I put everything back together. We're gonna test it. All right, that was perfect. I'm gonna close it. Again, the important part is the adjustment is how far you want to bring the door up and how nicely and smooth you want to bring the door down. So that's it, folks. I hope this video was helpful. And don't forget to call the manufacturer if you need parts. Most likely they have everything is under warranty with Chamberlain for 5 years, motor 15 years. They're pretty pricey. I actually looked it up, $150 to $170 for the motor. Sprocket was another $15. So overall, if it wasn't under warranty, I had to pay almost $200. I may as well just go buy a new one because the new ones are going for $250. So anyway, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching. I'm out.